Namaskar, a very warm welcome to all of you. Joining you today is I, Nupur Kulshresht, and you're also joined by our interpreter Nirbhay. Welcome to the session, Nirbhay. Dear viewers, you are watching us live on eVidya channel number 10, and you may also stream this session live on our YouTube channel NCERT Official. And today we are going to discuss very important topic, and the name of the topic is time value of money. And to discuss this topic in detail, I would like to welcome Dr. Rishabh Gupta, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Shahid Bhagat Singh College, University of Delhi. Welcome to the session, sir. Namaskar. We are
Namaskar.
glad to have you here, sir. And dear viewers, if you have any queries related to this topic, feel free to call us on this number 8800 and you can also email your queries to dth.class10@cit.nic.in. So now it's time to start this session, and sir, I would like to request you to start this session with your expertise.
Yeah.
So please tell us more about this concept and explain the concept of time value of money.
So many a times we read information in the newspaper articles that the
Right.
valuation of our business is 200 crores, 300 crores, or many a times we came across such statements that if we invest a specific amount of money in a specific instrument for a time period of say 5 years, then we will get 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, and so on and so forth. But my question here is that how to determine this amount? What is the basic technique through which you can compute the future valuation of a business, through which you can compute the future value of the investment, and similar like things. So here is the concept of time value of money.
Right.
Time value of money means that the money received today will be different in its worth than the money received at some specific time in future. For the sake of simplicity, let us take one example. If I'm saying that if I give you two options, either to receive 10,000 today and 10,000 after 1 year or after 5 years, then which option will you choose?
I think I'll choose first option, sir.
Obviously, the majority of the students, in fact, you as well, will go for option one.
Right.
That's the option to receive 10,000 today. But the question here is that why you will receive this 10,000 today? The first thing is that in order to make both these options comparable, I either need to adjust my case 1 to make it comparable with case 2. Alternatively, I can also adjust or make adjustment in case 2 to make it comparable with case 1. But again the question remains the same, that why I am preferring this case 1 over case 2, why I am preferring this current money over future money. So there are number of reasons. Number one is future uncertainty. So one of the prominent reason for the preference of current money over future money is the future uncertainty. We all know that the future is unpredictable. We can't predict the future with 100% certainty, and so as the case, that's why we prefer current over future money. Another reason is preference for present consumption. So we have often seen that individuals have a preference for present consumption over future consumption. Obviously, this preference is subjective and may vary from person to person. But again, the preference for present consumption may be because of the number of factors. It may be because of the urgency to satisfy the current needs.
Right.
It may be because of death, illness, or even the inflation. So, because of all these reasons, an individual prefer current over future money. The last one, which is all the prominent one, that is reinvestment opportunity. Again, looking back with the same example, why I am preferring this option to receive 10,000 today? So that I can reinvest this 10,000 in a suitable investment opportunity, say for a time period of 5 years. In that case, I will earn some interest income. So obviously in that case, the reinvestment opportunity will be there in option 1 or in case 1. But the same is not there in case 2. So these are the majorly three reasons because of which an individual may prefer current over future money. Now you might be thinking that what is this present money or what is this future money? It is as simple as that. Present money or the present value is the money that you are receiving today. If I am saying that I am receiving 10,000 rupees today, it is my present money. Alternatively, if I am saying that if I am receiving 10,000 rupees after 5 years, then it's a future money. So the money that you are receiving in the near future is your future money or future value, and the money you are receiving it today is present value. Let us take one example as well. So suppose you have a plan to buy some machinery for rupees 1 lakh at the current point of time, at this point of time, which help you to earn rupees 1 lakh 20,000 after 1 year.
Right.
Now you might be thinking that both these things are non-comparable. 1 lakh rupees you are spending it today, and the income you are getting it after 1 year, that is 1 lakh 20,000. So obviously, in order to make them comparable, you will either compute the future value of 1 lakh, or you will either compute the present value of 1 lakh 20,000. So in this way, the present and future money works in the concept of time value of money. Now, while talking about this concept of TVM, we have a prominent term that is called interest. So there are two components. One is your simple interest, and another one is your compound interest. So the interest that you are getting on the bank FD is an example of simple interest.
Right.
And the interest that you are getting on some policies and all, that's a case of a compound interest. So simple interest is something which is paid or earned on the principal sum or the principal amount. So it is prominently dependent upon three factors. One is your principal amount, second one is the interest rate, and the third one is the time period, or I can say the total number of period over which the principal is borrowed. So by putting it into the formula, it will be P multiplied by I multiplied by N. P represents my principal sum, I represents my interest, and N represents my time period. So again, the same example. So if I am depositing rupees 100 in a saving bank account, which pays a simple interest of 8% per annum for a time period of 10 years. So in this example, my time period is 10 years, interest is 8% per annum, and the principal amount is 100 rupees. By putting it into the formula, it comes out to be 100 rupees multiplied by 8% multiplied by 10 years. Comes out to be somewhere around 80 rupees. And the future value will be 100 rupees, which is the original principal amount, plus the interest, that is simple interest, that is 180. Now another segment of this interest is compound interest. So why we are understanding this concept of simple and compound interest is because these concepts will help you to understand the TVM in a better way, to understand the relationship among the various variables in a much comprehensive way. So the second segment is compound interest. For a layman, we also call it interest on interest or ब्याज पे ब्याज. So let us take one example, similar type of example. If I am saying that I am investing rupees 100 for a time period of 3 years at an interest rate of 10% per annum. So principal is 100 rupees, interest rate is 10% per annum, and the time period is 3 years. So in the first year, I will be getting 110 rupees. How I am getting it? 100 rupees plus 10% of 100 rupees. In the second year, it will be 121. Again, how I am getting it? It is 110 plus 10% of 110. And same it goes on. So it
Right.
means we are calculating the interest or we are reinvesting the previous year interest rate on the current interest rate for the remaining time period. And this cumulative amount, which includes the principal and interest amount, becomes the base amount on the basis of which next year interest is calculated. So compound interest is the basic foundation in the field of finance or in the field of time value of money. Whatever you understand the applications of mutual funds, equities, all those are based upon this concept of compound interest.
Okay. True.
Now, again, the similar kind of example is there. So there is a person called Ria which has deposited rupees 5,000 in a bank of 10% compound interest rate for a time period of 3 years. So by applying this formula of amount, compound interest formula, it comes out to be 6,655. And the interest share is 1,655 rupees. Now you might be thinking, what is the difference between simple and compound interest? Are there any differences between SI and CI? Or what impact does it create on the value of the money? So for the sake of your simplicity, I have also mentioned one example. So if I am saying I am interested to know future value of rupee 1, invested over a range of time period at an interest rate of 7% per annum. So what I am saying, my interest rate is 7% per annum and I am investing 1 rupee. So in year 1, if I am applying the simple interest formula, it comes out to be 1.07. If I am applying the compound interest formula, again it comes out to be the same figure, that is 1.0707. However, in the year 10, the picture is slightly different. It is 1.70 using the simple interest formula and 1.96 using compound interest. Similarly, if I am taking a time period of 100 years, then the difference is very huge. It is 8 rupees in simple interest and 867.71 rupees in compound interest. This shows the power of compounding. This shows that how this money grows over a period of time at an interest rate of 7%. So if you have invested 1 rupees for a time period of 100 years, then you will automatically get somewhere around 870 rupees. But in the simple interest, you will only get 8 rupees. Now what is the role of interest rate? So the role is, again, the relationship is quite simpler one or quite direct. So the relation is that higher the interest rate, faster the money grows over the time, which means higher the interest rate, higher will be the future value and vice versa. So again, there are two cases that are represented here. One could be if I am saying that I will deposit 1000 rupees for a time period of 1 year at an interest rate of 5%. In case 2, I am again depositing the same amount for a same time period, that is 1 year. The difference is the interest rate. So obviously you will say the future value will be higher in the case 2 because I am getting a higher interest, that is 10%. So by putting it into the relation, it is higher the interest rate, higher will be the future value. Again, another kind of similar relationship between the interest rate and present value, but here the relationship is inverse, which means higher the interest rate, lower will be the present value of future money. So if I am saying that if you are receiving rupees 1100 after 1 year, now at 5% the present value will be 1048 or 1047.50, putting it accurate, and at 10% the value comes out to be 1000. So by looking at both these cases, you can observe with the change in the interest rate from 5% to 8%, your present value diminishes or declines from 1047 to 1000 rupee.
True. So, sir, thank you so much for explaining the concept of time value of money. And here I have a question.
Yeah,
I want to ask you about if the time period is long, then why the present value diminishes?
yeah, it's a very good question. So again, we have learned the concept of interest rate. Now we will understand that is there any relationship between the time period and the future value and time period or the present value? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
So the formula or the we can say the rule is that longer the time period, higher will be the future value. Why the future value is higher? Because of the power of compounding. We have learned in my previous example as well, in wherein I show you the effect of compounding. If I have invested 1 rupee, then it becomes 870 rupees. So it shows that the value grows over a period of time. So longer the time frame, longer will be the future value.
Sure, sir.
Again, the same is being reflected here as well. So
So,
if you,
how we can compute the future values if compounding is done on a half-yearly basis?
yeah, okay. So here again, let me again look back the same concept of time period and interest rate. So the another relationship is that longer the time period, lower will be the present value. So at 10%, the present value will be 1000 rupees. However, at the same percentage, your amount will be 908. Why it is so? Because of the difference in the time period. In case 1, it is 1 year, and in case 2, it is 2 years. Now you have asked that why this is so happening. Why we are saying कि जितना ज़्यादा time period है उतनी कम present value है. The reason here is the longer the time period, it will increase the waiting time to receive
Right.
the future money. In case 1, the waiting time to receive the future money is first 1 year. I will get this 1100 after 1 year. However, in the case 2, the waiting time is quite long. तो जितना लंबा waiting time होगा उतनी कम आपकी present value होगी.
And then, sir, I will request you to conclude this topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here this is the relationship between the present value and the future money. Explained with the help of few examples. So future value is equals to present value multiplied by 1 plus r raised to power n. So in this way, we have learned that how this concept of time value of money can apply in the real life situation. We need to understand this concept of time value of money have an application in real life. They hold a prominence in the corporate finance. They hold a major this prominence uh, s- uh, in your corporate finance, in your investment management, in your personal finance. So if I'm saying that if you are interested to know the if you have a goal of rupees 1 lakh or 10 lakh rupees, then we are applying the concept of tvm. So we will keep on applying the concept of tvms in our day-to-day life. And we need to understand, if someone wants to have a good knowledge of finance, good knowledge of investment instrument, then one thing is very much basic: to understand the basics of tvm.
Right. Okay. So can we discuss about the applications of time, value, and money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So application is, if I'm saying that if you wish to invest rupees 1000 rupees in a bank FD for a time period of 1 year at an interest rate of 10% per annum. Here we are applying the TVM. We will apply the concept of TVM to know the future value.
Sure.
We are applying the concepts of TVM to know the present value. So whatever we are, when we used to know calculate the EMI calculations, again the same concept is followed. When we have some investment goals and we wish to achieve those goals, again we are applying the same fundas of time value of money, some rules, some formulas, and so on and so forth. So time value of money has a prominent place or prominent role. We can say it's the heart of financial management, or
Okay.
it's the heart of field of finance.
Okay, okay. So thank you so much, sir, for
Yeah.
joining us today and providing valuable insights on this topic.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, dear viewers, for joining us today. And before I sign off, I have some important updates, and this is about NCERT textbooks. So if you wish to purchase NCERT textbooks, new NCERT textbook for classes 4 and 7, you can do so from the official NCERT website, and you can also purchase them through Amazon and Flipkart. And now I will update you about the upcoming program. So in a while you will watch the program. Yes, you will watch our upcoming program at 4 p.m. This program is on online training. After that, at 5 p.m., tune in to our program Sahyog, and the topic is digital dependency. I repeat, and I'm sorry, and the topic is digital dependency, understanding teen technology addiction in the modern age. And at 5:30 p.m., don't miss the NEPA program, and the topic is leading teams from strengthening student competencies in a government high school in Punjab. So please keep watching our programs and enjoy all these programs and learn all these programs and continue learning these sessions and programs. And this is time for me to say goodbye. Before that, I would like to thanks our interpreter Nirbhay for joining us today. And now it's time for me to say goodbye to you. I'm Nupur Kulshresht signing off. Take care. Namaskar.